श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम् ॐ सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय कृष्णाय क्लिष्टकारिणे नमो वेदान्तवेद्याय गुरवे बुद्धिसाक्षिणे. So yesterday we were seeing yataḥ sarvāṇi bhūtāni bhavantyādiyugāgame yasmiṃśca pralayaṃ yānti punareva yugakṣaye. Chant once more. Yataḥ sarvāṇi bhūtāni bhavantyādiyugāgame yasmiṃśca pralayaṃ yānti punareva yugakṣaye. We said from which all the beings come into existence at the beginning of creation. Similarly, into which all the beings enter, dissolve during the time of a dissolution. That is what we are talking about. Okay, but why are we talking about this? Let us come to this first. So, first, till now, since the previous shloka we had a very big bhāṣya, we would not remember what we spoke there. We will just give a gist. We said there is only one deva, and that deva, one non-dual deva, is what we understand from the Shruti, Smriti, etc. Okay, and it could be understood only through the Shruti, Smriti, etc. That also we proved. And finally, we said before this we said the bathing, etc. rituals for chanting the Sahasranama. Okay, so after saying all that, there is one deva. For that deva, this is what it is. For the wait. Who is this deva you are talking about? I said that is not the point. Just because you said something cannot be established or understood. You have to define lakshana pramanabhyam vastu siddhi. We have already said this. Lakshana pramanabhyam vastu siddhi nat pratignya matrena. Not just because you said something is established. You have to establish things through lakshana and pramana. Lakshana, the definition. Pramana, the valid proof. Only through the definition and valid proof can you establish something. Okay. So, for that he says, Kimekam Daivatam iti prastutam. We started Kimekam Daivatam. We asked about the question, what is that one deity? Okay. Then, for that, now we are saying, yataḥ sarvāṇi iti tasya upalakshanam uchyate. With yataḥ sarvāṇi bhūtāni, we are talking about the upalakshana. Upalakshana. Lakshana, upa means samipa. Lakshana means definition. Okay. Samipa lakshana, the close definition. Closest definition means, what is this closest definition? No. This is not closest definition or close definition. This is a different idea. Let me explain. There are two kinds of lakshana. There are, for a word, you can have three kinds of lakshana. The jahal lakshana, ajahal lakshana, jahad, ajahal lakshana, etc. But that is to give up, not to give up, etc. For a statement to understand, that is how you understand. But here, when we define something, that definition, for the definition, there can be two kinds of lakshanas. For the definition, there are two kinds of definitions. Let us say it simple like that. There are two kinds of definitions. One is tatastha lakshana. The other is swarupa lakshana. Tata sthita iva lakshana, tatastha lakshana. Swarupameva lakshana, swarupa lakshana. Simple definition is that. Like something which is in the shore. With reference to something in shore, if you point out to something indirectly, then that is tatastha lakshana. If you are going to point out to directly that very thing, that is called as swarupa lakshana. Swarupameva lakshana. Okay. Now, does this have a definition, proper definition? Yes. Proper definition is lakshya bhinnatve sati alakshya matrad ashesha lakshya vyavartakatvam. Lakshya bhinnatve sati. You are not talking about the defined. Saying something different from the defined. At the same time, differentiating whatever is not the defined. That is called as a tatastha lakshana. You understand? Saying something indirectly about the defined, not directly about the defined. At the same time, dismissing all that which is not defined, not in the defined. Okay. Let me explain this. That car. You see that car? The house in front of that is what you are asking for. When you go there, you may not have the car or anything, but the car is a pointer to that house. Okay, indirectly points to the defined the house. It has nothing closer to the house. It is not defining the house, but it is pointing to something closer to the house to show the defined. Or we have this example, like where is that Ursa major or Ursa minor or the great bear or small bear, etc. We have this stars, right? So where is that star? Something, if you say the pole star or something. So do you see that tree? I asked about the star or the moon. You are asked, why are you asking? Do you see the tree? Yes. That tree? Yes. That branch? Yes. Top of that leaf? Yes. Next to that is that star. So that is tatastha lakshana. Okay. Now, swarupa lakshana. Do you see the moon? There. Whatever is bright on the sky, the brightest, that is the moon. Yes. That is the brightest. Yes, that is the moon. You understand, right? That is Swarupa Lakshana. Now here, what is the definition for Swarupa Lakshana? Lakshya bhinnatve vyavartakatvam Swarupa Lakshana. Not different from the defined. At the same time, it differentiates everything. That is called as Swarupa Lakshana. Here, we are talking about the closest thing to the defined. That which is the cause, into which everything merges, in which everything is sustained, that is Brahman. That is closest thing. It is not directly defining Brahman. That is the Lakshana, therefore. What is Swarupa Lakshana? Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. That is Swarupa Lakshana. Do you understand? So, we are talking about the Tatastha Lakshana. Upa Lakshana Muchyate. Yataḥ. Yataḥ means yasmāt, from which. Sarvāṇi bhūtāni bhavanti udbhavanti. From which all the beings udbhavanti means bhū gains existence. Udbhavanti means manifest. It emerges. From which every being, sarvāni bhūtāni bhavanadhanakani, that which has the nature of existence. Bhūtāni means beings, living beings, that which has the nature of existence. Manifest means bhavanti, udbhavanti means they are perceived. So they are perceived. Perceived means they don't have to have real existence. When you say perceived, what you mean is it does not have any real existence. How can you say? Only things which exist we see, right? That is not the truth. Because we do see the mother of pearl silver, we do see the rope snake. Therefore, it need not have an existence for it to be perceived. Okay? So that is why we say udbhavanti means which you perceive, which you see. Jātāni means that which you see. Okay? Then yasmiṃśca pralayaṃ vināśaṃ yānti punaḥ bhūyaḥ eva ityavadhāraṇārthaḥ. Yasmiṃśca pralayaṃ. In the description, I have put the bhāṣya also. From today, we are adding the bhāṣya also in the description. Whatever, the shloka and bhāṣya, only the shloka we used to give. The bhāṣya also is given in the description. Okay. So, yasmiṃśca pralayaṃ vināśaṃ yānti punaḥ bhūyaḥ eva ityavadhāraṇārthaḥ. Yasmiṃśca, into which, and into which. Cha, and, okay. And into which pralayaṃ. Pralayaṃ means vināśaṃ. Pralayaṃ means the dissolution. Vināśaṃ means destruction. Okay. Destruction means it ceases to exist. When yānti, it gains. Gains what? When punaḥ, again, bhūyaḥ, again, eva, punareva. Eva means definitely into which it merges. There is no doubt. See, we have to understand, while talking about this and the previous shloka, Parashara Bhatta, the commentator who comments on this Vishnu Sahasranama as the eulogizing names for Vishnu, to establish that Vishnu is the superior, supreme one. He brings in pramana, 6 pramanas he brings in. He says with the previous shloka, what is established is the material cause. Okay. And with this shloka, what is established is with the previous shloka, it is the instrumental cause. With this, it is material cause. Instrumental cause means we call nimitta karana, like the potter. Okay, that is instrumental cause. Upadana karana, material cause, like the clay. Okay, the previous shloka establishes the nimitta karana, and this shloka establishes the upadana karana. The potter is Vishnu, the creator, and the material is also Vishnu. That is established. Because it is the greatest Vishnu who is the cause for everything. For that, he goes on to say, Narayana. But why? Creator is Vishnu, sustainer is Shiva. There is a statement which says that. Don't believe that, he says. And some people, some say Samhara, the one who destroys, the destruction. That is by Rudra, Shiva, right? Don't believe that. It's all Vishnu alone. How do you say? So he brings Narayanam Param Brahma Tattvam Narayana Paraha. There is a Purusha Sukta statement which says Narayana is Param Brahma, is the supreme Brahman. Narayana is the great truth. Okay? And Tad Vishnoho Paramam Padam. That is Vishnu's great abode. Yasmāt Param Na Param Kinchit. From whom there is nothing superior or equal. Okay? Purushanna param kinchit sa kashta sa bharagati. Purushatna param kinchit. There is nothing greater than Purusha Vishnu. There is nothing different from Vishnu. Okay? Mattaf parataram nānyat kinchit. Different from me, there is nothing existing here. And uttama purushastvanyah paramatmet yudāgame. Uttama purushastvanyah. Okay, there is another uttam. I am not going to explain this sixth sloka. This is what he says. 6 pramanas he is establishing. Here, it is said that he is the creator. He establishes all this with reference to Narayana, not Brahman. But yugakṣaye means mahāpralaye, during the final destruction, the dissolution. cakārānmadhye'pi. So here, yasmiṃśca, there is a cha. With that cha, madhye'pi yasmiṃstiṣṭhanti, even in the in between, the sustenance is also is because of it, in which everything exists. That is also said. Okay? With the cha. So, what is the proof? The Taittiriya Upanishad is the proof. The same thing is said in Taittiriya Upanishad. Yato imāni bhūtāni jāyante, yena jātāni jīvanti, prayantyabhisaṃviśanti. Then, tad vijñāsasva tad brahmeti. That is what is the completion statement for this. This is his answer given by Father Varuna to his son Bhrigu. Bhrigu goes to his father in the first shloka of first mantra of Taittiriya Upanishad's 3rd chapter. Bhrigur vaiva runihi varunam pitaram upasasara. And what does he ask? Adhi bhagavo brahmeti, please sir, teach me what Brahman is. For that, he gives this as the answer. Okay? Now, yato va imāni bhūtāni jāyante. From which all these things which are perceived come into existence. Yena jātāni jīvanti. And in which everything that which has come into existence, that which is perceived, exist. Okay? Then, meaning exist means that it gains the existence and experience nature. Yat prayantyabhisaṃviśanti. Prayanti means yat prayanti, at the end into which it goes. Ina gato is the root word. From that Shatru Pratyaya yānti you have. Yena becomes ya. Yānti, prayanti. It merges. Okay? Now, Parashar Bhatta also said, the other commentary by the semi-dualist, he also said the same thing. That is Vishnu, he says. We are also saying the same thing. We are talking Tad Brahmeti Vijignasu. Know that to be Brahman. But Narayana is Param Brahma. Understand now with reference to the Vedanta. Narayanam Param Brahma. He said Narayana is a supreme Brahma. But what is Narayana? Narasya-ayanamiti Narayana. That which is a substratum for the beings. That is Narayana. Okay, so whatever you said is wrong with reference to that mantra. Tad Vishnoho Paramam Padam. That is Vishnoho means 6th case. Vishnu's Paramam Padam, supreme abode. Like Vishnu's pen, this is Vishnu's supreme abode, Vaikuntha. That is what it is talking about. No, it is not talking about that. Then what it is talking about? Vishnoho paramam padam. Padam means padaniyam, that which needs to be gained. Paramam, supreme state which needs to be gained. Vishnoho. Here, Vishnu supreme state. No, Vishnu is supreme state. How can Vishnu be supreme state? There is a sixth case. Sixth case means association. No, that need not always be the case with sixth case. Vishnu's pen, true. Vishnu's pen means Vishnu is different and pen is different. There is an association. Therefore, you add a apostrophe s. That is true. But here, in the case of Vishnu's Rahu's head, Rahu, the mythological character, head portion itself or alone is Rahu. Tail portion is Ketu. Okay. Now, Rahu, Ketu are two nodes in the astrological charts. So, Rahu itself is head. We say Rahu's head. Similarly, here, Vishnu's supreme state. Vishnu itself is supreme state. That absolute self is the supreme state. Okay. Yasmāt param na paramasti kinchit. From whom there is nothing superior or equal or different. That is what the Brahman is. Okay. Then Purushanna param kinchit. Beyond this Purusha, this Brahman, there is nothing else. Then yatas mattah parataram, there is nothing beyond me, different from me. All that is okay. The sixth pramana, he should have not brought this pramana as the proof here. Why? He says, this is from Bhagavad Gita. Uttamah purushastvanyat paramatma ityavadhāraṇārthaḥ yo lokatrayamāvishya vivartyavyaya ishvaraḥ. Uttamaha purushaha tu anyaha. There is another different Purusha, supreme Purusha, greater Purusha, Uttama Purusha, greater Purusha, who is Paramatma iti udavarti, who is called as Paramatma. Yo lokatrayam avishya, who engulfs the whole, all the three worlds, bibharti, and holds to it, and holds on to it, and holds it. Avyaya, transformationless Ishvara. So, this is the proof. I used the final blow for that logic which I was doing. Who is greater, Vishnu or Shiva? The final blow is this. Because Bhagavad Gita, Krishna himself says, whom we call as Bhagavan, he himself says, there is another greater Purusha, superior than me. Uttama means superior. Superior than me, who is called as Paramatma, and who is the one who engulfs all the three worlds, who is changeless, transformationless, and he is Ishvara. Ishvaraha, Parama, Avyaya Ishvaraha. Ishvara is a word he is using. So, greater than Vishnu is Shiva. That is what I established. So, here it can be condemned like that. Anyway, point is yato imāni bhūtāni jāyante. Okay. So, here the yataḥ, yena, etc. Yataḥ is fifth case. Yena is a third case. So, though the third case and fifth case, panchami heto, fifth case is definitely heto, tritiyarthe, panchami arthe tritiya. Sometimes in the case, sense of fifth case, third case is used. So, it can be also in the sense of hetu, reasoning, giving some reasons. But here, they both are used to show that this is the material cause, upadana karana. Okay? Next. Shloka. Tasya loka pradhanasya. Tasya loka pradhanasya. Tasya loka pradhanasya. Jagannathasya bhūpate. Jagannathasya bhūpate. Jagannathasya bhūpate. Jagannathasya bhūpate. Tasya loka pradhanasya. Jagannathasya bhūpate. Tasya loka pradhanasya. Jagannathasya bhūpate. Vishnoho nama sahasram me. Vishnor nama sahasram me. Vishnor nama sahasram me. Vishnor nama sahasram me. Shrunu papa bhaya apaham. Shrunu papa bhaya apaham. Shrunu papa bhaya apaham. Shrunu papa bhaya apaham. Vishnor nama sahasram me. Shrunu papa bhaya apaham. Vishnor nama sahasram me. shrunu papa bhayapaham. From the beginning. Tasya loka pradhanasya jagannathasya bhupate Vishnu nama sahasram me shrunu papa bhayapaham. Tasya loka pradhanasya jagannathasya bhupate Vishnu nama sahasram me shrunu papa bhayapaham. Tasya loka pradhanasya jagannathasya bhupate Vishnu nama sahasram me shrunu papa bhayapaham. Okay, tasya, of that Lord whom we are talking about. Loka pradhanasya, who is the pradhana, the main in the world. Loka, okay, who is the main in the world. Jagannathasya, who is also of the Jagannatha, of Jagat means world, creation. Natha means Lord, the Lord of creation, of the Lord of creation. Bhupate, of the Bhu means Prithvi, earth. Pati means Lord, the one who is the Lord of earth. All these words, Loka Pradhana, the king. Jagannatha, king. Bhupati, king. All these words are similar words. Okay, so synonyms. Okay, now Vishnu, of that Vishnu, Nama Sahasram me, 1,000 names. Shrunu, me, from me, Shrunu, listen, hear to. Okay, Papa Bhaya. Normally, in all these Sahasranama, etc., any shloka, any eulogation statement, you are asked to chant this or hear this. If you hear this, you will gain these results. If you chant this, you will gain these results, etc. The result is said at the end. Now, instead of that, at the beginning itself, he says, Shruno, listen to this. Papa bhaya apaham. Papa bhaya apaham. It removes your sins and fear. Okay, so that is the greatness of. He is giving the result here itself. He is explaining the result here itself. Now, tasya bhashya. Tasya means evam lakshana lakshitasya. That which is defined with that which is defined in the previous shloka. That self, that which is pointed to through the definition in the previous shloka. That self. Ekasya devasya, for that one non-dual deva. Loka pradhanasya. Loka pradhanasya means loka means world, pradhana means main, the head of the world. Okay, but he is giving a different interpretation for each word so that it is not seen as synonyms. So he says lokana hetubihi vidyasthanehi pratipadyamanasya. Loka means a local darshane. Loka means normally world. Loka means a local darshane. Lokyate anine, through which you see. Local darshane means to see. Lokana hetubihi, that which is means for seeing. What is the means for seeing? Seeing him, the self. What is that? Vidyasthanehi, the 14 different teachings. The 14 or 24 different philosophies through which you understand. Philosophies are the teachings through which you understand. Itihasa, Purana, etc. All that. Okay, Shruti, Smriti, etc. Pradhana means Pratibhadyamanasa, that which is established to them. That is mainly said in those texts. Jagannathasya. Jagannathasya means again similar synonym. But Jagannathasya means Jagatānādhaḥ Swami. Again he says, for the world, he is the Swami, he is the Lord. How can the self be Lord? He says, Maya Shabalaha Paramatma. What we mean is Maya Shabalaha Paramatma. The Paramatma, the absolute self, in as though association with Maya. Maya Shabalaha, as though tainted by Maya. He does not say as though tainted. He says tainted by Maya. But why do you have to add as though? Because he says immediately, nirlepascha. He is not associated, tainted by anything. Tasya, for that self, who is not tainted by anything, but is as though tainted by the Maya. Bhupate. Bhupate means mahāpralaye, one who protects the creation. Vishnu, for that Vishnu means Vyapana Shilasya, who is all pervading, omnipresent. Nama Sahasram, Nam Sahasram, 1,000 names. It is not one, he does not only have 1,000 names, there are multiple names, but we are just nitpicking only 1,000 names. We'll give the reason for that later. Papam, bhayam, cha apahanti iti papa bhayapaham. That which removes the sin and fear, that is what is called as papa bhayapaham. Tvam me mama mattaha shrunu. Tvam me mama mattaha. You me mama matta from me shrunu. Listen. Listen means ekagramana bhutva avadhariya. With focus, establish the meaning. Whatever I say, establish, understand it clearly. Okay, concentrate. Now, all this is okay. Here, there is a inquiry. What is that? See, you said ekasya devasya, there is only one God. Okay, oneself. Now, how can that fellow have 1,000 different names, multiple names? How can he be referred to with multiple names? Pravritti means how can he be referred to in multiple names? Why? Vishva is the word. Like ditha. Ditha is a word. Ditha means wall. Ditha is a word which has the meaning wall. Like Vishva is a word which has a meaning something. Right? It should have to have a meaning of something. But here, if this self, which is referred to as Vishva, etc. later, if this self has the name Vishva, then okay. But there is no pravritti nimitta bheda. There is no possibility of the cause that differentiates for transaction. Because there is only one. In one, there can be no differentiator. So, therefore, your name idea is impossible. And even if it is possible, with one name itself, everything is solved. Why do you have to go through 1,000 names? The 1,000 names are 999 names are useless. Because the first name itself takes care of whatever you want to mention. This is one. Second, see, if you are going to accept synonyms like a pot, vase, etc., you have same thing. Pot, vase, etc. is the same thing. But you use it as synonyms. So similarly, if you say it is not a name, it is a synonym. If you say, that is also impossible. Because vyaktya tulyattam samana anavastitihi. Jati badhaka sangraha. In the logician's text, it is said jati badhaka sangraha. These are the collections which are negator of jati, class. What is negator of class? What is class? Cowness. Cow, all the cow has cowness. That ness is class. Okay. So, vyakti abhedah, if there is only one individual, you cannot have class. Like the space, ether. You cannot say spaceness. That is stupidity. Because one cannot have class. That is why I said the other day, oneness is a stupid idea. One cannot have class. Okay. So, vyakti abhedah, tulyattam. If they are all same, there cannot be no class. So, samanaha, there is only one thing. Anavastiti, does not have any existence, continuous existence. So, they cannot have class. Anyway, vyakti abheda, that is the only thing which we have to concentrate. Vyakti abheda, if there is no duality, then there can be no class. So, either way, as name or as a synonym, class, you cannot accept it. As a name or as a synonym, you cannot accept these multiple names. It is impossible. No, it's okay. We like it. Don't say that. Because here, see, only if there are multiple names, only if there is a eulogizing idea, then it can be called a stotra. Stutitvat stotra. This you say stotram. It cannot be stotra because there is no eulogizing. Okay, we accept that. You cannot say you accept that. Because at the end, in this very text, it is said, imam stavanam bhagavataha, this stavam bhagavataha. This is a stava, eulogizing statement, names for Bhagavan. In this very text, it is said at the end. Therefore, it is a eulogizing, but you cannot use it for eulogizing. Because there is only, with one name, it is all solved. So why do you have to use 1,000 names? So either as a name or as a synonym, you cannot have all these different names. For that we say true. Yes, Vishwa is a good name. Vishwa, the real meaning of Vishwa, if you say the direct meaning of Vishwa, Vishwa means everything or Vishwa means world. Word Vishwa can mean everything or Vishwa can mean world. But it can also be a name for a person, Vishwa. Okay. So, though it is true, we are not referring to the direct meaning, the meaning which is imbibed with the word in the word Vishwa, which is the world or the everything. Okay. Therefore, it cannot be because through those words, world or everything, there can be no stuti. Everything, there is no eulogizing. World, there is no eulogizing there. So we accept the nama, name. Therefore, there is no contradiction by accepting it as a name. Because he said there is a contradiction. If you accept it as a name, there is a contradiction. It is like saying, I don't have a tongue. Because there is no eulogizing. It can be eulogizing. Only if we don't accept it, only when accept it as the word to be the direct meaning, which is the world or the or everything, there is no eulogizing. But as a name, there is definitely a eulogizing, a praising idea. Okay, now, but name. Ditha, wall, is the name for the object. Wait, name is impossible. Why? Because self is nirguna, attributeless. You cannot attribute a name to the attributeless. Even one name is impossible. You are talking about 1,000 names. That's a good logic. So we say, yes, true. For that which is unattributed, attributeless, there can be no attributes, there can be no name, but still in the form and in the attributed state, it is possible. Saguna savikara, when it is having a attribute or when it is associated with the attribute or when it is undergoing transformation, as though transformation, there is possibility of having names. Not just one name, multiple names, according, because there can be multiple kinds of transformation and there can be multiple kinds of attributes. Therefore, multiple names are possible. And each name can be an eulogizing for that particular idea. It is possible to have multiple names. There is no trouble in accepting that. Moreover, what is the point in having 1,000 names? There is no result. We already said papa bhaya papam. That is not this. That's not the only thing. Each name projects that person, that whatever you are referring to, in a greater light. When you are going to say, this fellow is a tiger, he is a lion, he is the cat of that, he is the eagle among the birds, he is the lion among the animals, he is the snake among the reptiles, etc. If you are going to say, all these, you are referring to that person, but all these are projecting me in a greater light. Similarly, these 1,000 names will project that same entity which you are referring to in a greater light. So there is a possibility. Not only that, therefore you cannot say there is no result. This itself is a result. Moreover, in Purvamamsa they have a rule. They say nama bhedat karma bhedah. Nama bhedat, due to the difference in the name, karma bhedah, there is difference in karma. One name, one karma. Another name, it becomes another different karma. Okay, and karma bhedat phala bhedah also. This karma, if you perform with karma A1, you get a result. A2, you get another result. So difference in result according to the names, that is accepted by the Purvamamsakas. Therefore, multiple names, synonyms, etc. is accepting in that way is not a problem, because it eulogizes in a greater way. Therefore, 1,000 names is proper here. Okay, we'll see this. Om Purnamadaః Purnamidam Purnāt Purnamudachyate. पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति.